Hey guys, it's April. I wanted to bring you guys in and show you how to do the mood cups. So you're going to start by prepping your cup. You need to clean it with alcohol. And I clean mine with alcohol and a magic eraser. Just any of them, they'll do. I just put a little bit of alcohol on it and clean the cup down. Then I spray painted it with Rust-Oleum 2X flat black paint with primer. That's all you need. Any brand will do. You just need to, it needs to be black. You don't have to use flat, I don't believe, but it needs to be black and needs to be smooth. Mine is smooth. I don't have any drips or runs or anything like that because with this material it will show. That being said, you can brush this on, guys, but you're going to need a good brush, a good smooth artist brush to brush this on, and it's going to take a lot more material. This is from SolarDust.com. I think that's the correct. SolarColorDust.com. I'm sorry. And if you've ever seen the mood rings and things like that, that's what this product does. I'm kind of bright there. Let me see if I can dim that down for you guys so that you can see the label. Let's see. Maybe that will be a little bit better. I don't know, but you can. It's called Liquid Crystal, and it comes in a spray pump bottle for you guys who do not have an airbrush. But I'm going to tell you, airbrushing is going to be your better option for this material. I will be using, I don't know if you guys ever heard of the airbrush makeup. You can use one of those, but you can get an inexpensive one for about 20 bucks. Your compressor is about 20 bucks. So 40 to 50 bucks, you can get an airbrush system. They're not that expensive. If you're going to do a lot of these cups, I would recommend it. So, that being said, again, SolarDust.com. I have my cup prepped. It's ready. It's dry. It's smooth. So, let me prep my material. I will come back and show you guys how I prep it, and we'll continue. Okay, guys, I'm back. I had to gather up my things. Now, I've long since lost the cap to cover my material when I'm airbrushing. And like I said, this is a Daytona airbrush kit I don't use anymore. If you use one for makeup, I don't suggest that you use that one. But because I lost the cap, I have these little finger protectors that you get from like health places. I got these on Amazon, but they're like silicone material, and I got them working with silicone so that if I needed to use my fingers, I could just clean that off and be done. And it will fit on there. It'll pop on there. You'll see here in a moment. Then I have a little eyedropper for my purified water, which is bottled water, guys. That's what it is. Purified water. That's what they recommend you use, not your tap water. I don't know why. This is my first time doing this. So if it's a fail, it's a fail, and if it's a success, it is. The video may be a little long because this is the first time I've done one like this. So we're going to do that. Again, if you're going to brush it on, it's going to take more material, but you need a good soft brush, and you want to brush in one direction. And I probably, if I was brushing, would not do the bottom because you want a nice even coat, and you're still going to see your brush strokes in this material. No, even if you have a soft brush, you're probably going to see them. Now, mine came with a little pack of sample glitter, and that glitter came from the Glitter Hippo. It's on the back of their card that comes with it. So I may be using that. I haven't decided yet. And it came with some little spatulas, and that's what I'm going to use here. And according to directions on the site, I believe it said 1/20th of your material. So I'm hoping that this is enough. This is probably more than enough. I'm just getting some out. I don't know. That may not be enough. We're going to find out. I'm just get a little bit in there. And it kind of smells like baby powder to me. Some of you may think that it smells, but you don't want to dilute it too much. If you're brushing on, you're going to use full strength. But if you are doing airbrush, you're going to have to thin it down so that it will go through the airbrush. And I'm just putting about 4 or 5 drops of water in there. I'm not going to put much. I'm going to dilute it, and I know that that probably is not enough. Oops, my box popped loose. I have my box lid taped back so that you guys can see. I think it's going to be okay though. I'm going to put just a tiny bit more in there. I am going to dry this off so I don't contaminate my container. I don't want to dilute too much. And again, guys, this is expensive. This little container is $30, and then you have to pay shipping, 35 bucks. And I mean, it's tiny. It's a teeny tiny container. 10 grams. That's what you get. But it really makes awesome looking cups. That looks pretty good. And this stuff supposedly dries fast, so you want to keep it covered to keep it from drying out. And then I'm going to turn my airbrush all the way up. You'll have to check your spray patterns for yours. I hope you can hear me over that. And then I'm just going to start spraying the cup. It's very hard to see, I know. Because it's going on this black. I am just about out here of this pot, and I got heavy in one spot, but I think it's going to be okay. If not, maybe the name or the vinyl will cover it. Again, this is my test, my first one. Right there is where I got heavy. Maybe it will thin out. It looks like it's going to dry okay. But you guys can see I heated the cup up again so I could see any spots that I had missed. And I think that's going to do it. I'm just going to put a little water in there and maybe blow some of it through. Let it sit. I'm going to put some airbrush cleaner in that. But let me heat this up and let you guys see. I've got 3 pots on there, and I think that's plenty. As you can see, it's activating now. Anywhere that the heat hits it. Let me get some of that up to the top so you guys can see it well. There we go. I don't know if I got a ton of it on the bottom. I'm fine with the bottom not having it on there. This is really expensive material just to coat the bottom that's going to be sitting on a table. So, or wherever. You're not really going to see the bottom until they pick the cup up. So, and my logo is going to go down there, so it really doesn't need it. I'm going to let this did get pretty warm, so I'm going to say you really need one of those. I'll post a link below to one to Amazon that has a bigger motor that is made for doing this rather than makeup, because makeup we only do it for a few minutes at a time, and this takes a little more time than that. But I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial. I'll come back and let you see the epoxy on there. And I am seriously consider putting some of this glitter in there. And I'll be back once this sits for about at least an hour. Okay guys, I'm back and I have mixed my epoxy. I'm using Pro Marine. I get it from Amazon. And I've got a few air bubbles in there, but I'm going to heat it, so I'm not too awfully worried about it. I decided I am going to use this glitter that they sent me because it's pretty. This is my test cup, so I'm gonna try it. See how it looks. Just kind of mixing that in there. And I am not going to be applying this with a gloved hand, but I am going to use a brush, especially with this glitter in there. So let me grab my brush. I know I sat it here somewhere. I'm going to use a smooth angled brush that I have. And I am going to throw it away after. I'm not going to clean it up. If you want to clean it up, I'm pretty sure you can use alcohol and clean it up pretty good. But I'm just going to put a very thin coat, guys. Very thin. You don't want to deactivate the material that we just put on there. And I have this box in my way. I apologize. I should have cut that flap off after spray painting. I'm just starting on the bottom, and then I'm just going to go in one direction and drag this. And my epoxy's warm, so it may start changing color as I put it on. I'm just going to brush it down. I don't know how many coats of epoxy you can put on this, so I'm going to try to, that's why I'm using a brush. I want all of this glitter to lay flat and make sure the whole cup gets coated, and I might sprinkle some more on, we'll see. Just bringing this all the way out to the end of the cup. If it gets inside the cup, not worried about it. I'll show you guys how to clean that up. I use my magic eraser and my True Control knife. Don't have any glitter right there. And once you have it like you want it, I'm going to put some of this in a keyring mold, so I'm not wasting any of my epoxy. And now let me move that off to the side. Let's get rid of a couple air bubbles developing. So cool. And you can see it changing colors under the epoxy. Just a very, very, very thin coat. Now we're going to let that sit and cure, and I'll be back with you guys. And this is turning out really pretty. Now what I'm doing here is I am airbrushing names on the cup, or mood swings, the words for different moods, and I'm using the Folk Art metallic paint, and I've thinned it down with some water, and I am basically sticking on my stencil, putting on some transfer tape around it just so that I protect the spray area so I don't get overspray, and then I am spraying the name. You must peel it while it's wet, or it will peel your airbrushed lettering off of the cup when you do this. So you may want to opt for vinyl, but I opted for airbrushing, and then I put my name on in vinyl. And that is all that we have done at this point. Another little tip and trick that I want to leave you guys with is make sure that your cup is completely cured. If it is sticky and you start sticking on stencils and vinyl and peeling it, you will damage your epoxy, and you don't want to do that because then you're going to have to correct it. So make sure that it is completely cured before you start this process. I know that the stencil is there and it's very hard to see on camera for you guys because I did use a Cricut stencil material, and then I just went around it with transfer tape as a mask for overspray. So once you've done that and sprayed everything, then you'll need to seal it with an acrylic spray and then coat with your final coat of epoxy. And let's go ahead and airbrush one for you just so that you can see it. I'm not going to let you guys sit and watch me airbrush the entire thing, but you're just going to airbrush and peel wet and just keep it kind of light, but you want to be able to see it. So make sure that you fill in your letters completely on your stencil. And then after you peel off the stencil, you can see the spot where I just sprayed it change colors. And then you can see where I touch it here, and it will change color there from the heat. Hey guys, it's April. I am not quite finished with this cup. I have one little place on the rim right there that didn't get any epoxy that I need to fix. So, but I had some epoxy on the inside, and I wanted to get this video out for you guys. So I wanted to show you how I clean it up. And I just take my X-Acto knife and go around the rim and remove any of the epoxy. And you want to make sure that your cup is set. If it's sticky at all, guys, don't do this. Wait till it's cured so that you can handle it without messing your cup up. And then you can pop any of this. I don't know if you guys can see that right there. You see that little string of epoxy? If you could just get right up under it, you can see there, it'll pop right out. Just like that. You can get it right out of there. And then all I do at that point, I've got some down in there where I cleaned it up. I just take a magic eraser and go right around the rim. I don't do it on the outside because it will scuff your epoxy, okay? So you don't want to do that. As a matter of fact, I may show you what it will do to your epoxy. Got one little piece right there. Just want to break it loose, and then your magic eraser will take it out. If you were, because I have to put another coat on there, if you take your magic eraser to your epoxy, it is kind of abrasive. You may not notice it, but it will dull up the shine. So you want to be careful when you're using that so that you don't get it on the outside, okay? But that's all there is to cleaning it up. I hope that you guys enjoyed this tutorial. I'm going to put another coat on this cup. It came out awesome. I'm loving it. And I will show you the photos at the end. I've already taken photos of this, so it's going to have my little boo-boo on there, but that's okay. I'm going to fix it. And you guys have a wonderful day. Give me a thumbs up on the video, share and like, and we will see you guys on the next video.